All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Abby Murray. I am CEO and co-founder of Mortarr, and we are here to talk about how this platform in this digital age can be applied to your classroom and your coursework as an A&D emerging professional student studying the work there. I am thrilled to be working with students and coursework across the country. We have over 70 campuses represented by our student user group within A&D firms, primarily in the States, but also internationally. We have a few student bodies there too. So welcome. Mortarr is a platform specifically designed to serve end users in the commercial construction and design space. So anything non-residential is the work that we showcase on our platform. Mortarr is a search and discovery engine for commercial construction and design. So whether you're looking for inspiration to kick off a project, you're looking for product information and installation photos, pre-rendering stage as you're just getting things started and dialogue started with your classmates, or of course, in the working world with your clients, you can find it on mortarr.com. We are a platform that brings the entire industry together across all sectors within the commercial space to make it more accessible for end users like designers, architects, developers, CXOs or decision makers, facilities managers, who are looking for the information that is showcased by the companies featuring their work here. More efficient than the in-person type work that had to be done in the past, or jumping from site to site to try to find those things. And we'll show you some sustainability components of that as well. So Mortarr is commercial design the modern way. So you can find faster, you can be found easier as a company, showcasing your work, and it produces modern results, what we call the information behind the inspiration. Oftentimes, as designers, I was that myself when we founded the company and recognized the need. It was hard because we would find a lot of residential ideas online, and there was a lot of gap in information sharing with commercial construction and design ideas, retail design ideas, hospitality design ideas, healthcare. Really hard to find contract grade professionals or contract grade products, commercial professionals, and just the ideas to get things rolling with our projects. And so we are connecting the dots quite literally on this platform to create a more personalized and professional experience by filtering out all of the riffraff that you may get from your Instagram or your Pinterest inspo feeds that you start with. Today, just to give you an idea of the type of users that we have, not to mention our student population, we have firms from across the country, small, medium, large, giant firms that are showcasing their work. Over 1,400 companies today are featuring their work on our platform. So you as an end user will be able to leverage that content for your projects as you work through them in your class, and of course, as you go on to work in your profession after you graduate. We have over 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, depends on the month, searchers live on our site every month. That includes those end users that are sourcing, specifying, and really finding ideas for their clients to connect the dots and really hone in on decisions in the planning stages of the design process. Firms, we have 1,400, again, small, medium, large, giant. You'll see them featured within here today, and matches with over 45,000 project and installation photos from those companies featured on our platform to allow you really quick and easy access to information about the project and the products used within the space. So we have affiliations. Also, I think it's important to mention our affiliations with all of the major A&D associations, sustainability sustainability organizations in the industry, AEC organizations. So think ASID, IIDA, SMPS, ILFI, Mindful Materials, and then our group of campuses across the country who are supporting this platform and bringing it to their members and audiences for a more efficient and sustainable design process. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the site, and I'm going to be following up with some resources for each of you that you can access after the fact. So don't feel like you have to remember everything today. This is, of course, being recorded, and then we'll give you some links and resources that remind you of the things that we talk through today. But really, essentially, the search and discovery engine, it all starts with the search. 97% of designers we surveyed in Q1 in our partnership with ASID agree it starts with the digital search. It doesn't start in person. It doesn't start at a trade show. It starts with a digital search when they're working with their client to plan out a project. And I would imagine, and I know for a fact, because I work with a lot of students, they love the online search, and that is a big component and driver of the platform today. So I am actually I have several static screens, so I'll share this deck with you just so you have a resource after, but I am going to go to the live site now. I'm going to do a stop share, and I'm going to share I guess I was already there. So hang with me here. Might just need to exit out. There we go. Okay, so this is our resource. Again, I'll link up and share with you in an email after this presentation, but Mortarr in the Classroom landing page talks through our program. There's really 3 components to the program. The use case for end users like yourselves, students using the platform to gather ideas, source products, specify products, study and stay on top of the professionals in the industry and the projects that they're working on. And that kind of walks through how you use the site, which we'll go through live today. The digital pinup board component, which is our design rooms, where you can save projects, save ideas, collaborate with your classmates, and really come to a full decision on the project as you go. And our scholarship opportunity and our portfolio opportunity, which I'll talk through in more detail, but this is a landing page that will just get you to the spots that you need to go to be able to fully leverage our program here. Okay, so let's go to the live site, and I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you how to leverage design rooms. Design rooms are what you will use to enter this project portfolio competition. And then we'll show you also how to feature your portfolios on the site so you can get found by already our audience of pros that are looking for their next hire. Okay. So Mortarr.com. If you are an end user in the industry, again, you're kicking off a project. This is this is the start to your planning. Pre-rendering, you're ready to start looking for some ideas. Maybe in the classroom, you've been challenged with a specific sector. Today, let's pick on healthcare. Let's say you are challenged with a healthcare project and you need to flush out some ideas, get some visualizations, start sourcing and specifying products to use within the space. There is no better place to do that than our platform, as it is a pure feed of just all things commercial construction and design. So I can start with the search here. This is our general search bar, and I'll just say healthcare design ideas. This will feed you a few different ways to search, and there we go. And I can see here photos and ideas related to my search. Pros, so these would be servicing professionals like an architectural firm, a design firm, a construction company who are featuring work within this relevant search term. And then brands, these are manufacturers, flooring companies, lighting companies, seatings, facades, those types of brands in the industry that are servicing this sector in some way. Okay. You can search by any of these feeds. Durasane, I just want to give a quick shout out to Durasane. They are our sponsoring partner for this year's Mortarr in the Classroom. So keep them in mind, and we'll show you how their profile is set up as well. But I'm starting out this healthcare project. I just want to see some visualizations. I want to see some ideas. These are from top firms in the industry. I want to learn from them, and I will gather inspiration from components of their design. And this just helps hone in on some of those decisions. I'm fed a feed of installation photos from the companies that are featuring on our site. I can filter down a variety of different ways, but because I already have my search term in, I'm good with that. Maybe I just want to look at brands or architects or whatever, but you can filter down by all of those things. You can also filter down by sustainability certifications. So we have an array of sustainability certs and disclosures here on our site. And if you select, for example, say you only want to source sustainability or sustainable products, green products within your project, you can select from a variety of different disclosures, labels, etc., or you can just do a select all to see what type of inspiration you can gather for those spaces. So as you can see, my results are then repopulated with that information. I can clear the filters. You know how all of this works. But if I open a photo on the main photo feed from that search, I'm presented with information about what is being posted here. So here I can see Welch Sign, their wayfinding a company, and they have signage tagged here. I can click the tag to see what is the product used within the space. I can grab more product information, or I can continue to scroll through and see more project ideas. This particular one is by a GC, Venn Construction, showcasing their reception. They've tagged a project contributor. So now I know this architect that helped support this project, but they haven't tagged any products used within the space. I'm really interested in looking at products right now. So I'm going to go back to my certifications filter, and I just want to see installation photos with content that showcases sustainable products. I can click through to a photo and I can begin to explore, and all of these tags on the photos are hotspotted with information about the products used within this space. Green tags signify a green product with some type of eco-friendly component. This one has the Green Guard certification. If I want, I can download a specification right from here, grab more product information, DM the brand, or save this to my design room. I'm going to do that. I'm going to save that to my design room because I'm really interested in, let's see, I'm going to put that in here. Interested in using some component element of this, maybe the seating that it has the Green Guard certification from Global. I'm gonna save this to my design room. I can add a note here, seating, add to my design room, and now all of that information is saved for me for future use. Close that out. We won't go there quite yet. And let's just continue scrolling through the feed. Some beautiful imagery showcased here of healthcare spaces. This I find interesting. I haven't even thought about the design of the restroom, but that's part of my project. I'm going to open this. I think it's a really interesting application. Tap the tag to grab more product information on this inspiration. And now I can see here more product information. I can request a sample through, it looks like they have Material Bank synced up, but I can request a sample, whether it be through themselves or through their sampling platform, like a Material Bank or a Source. I can download specification and I can see the certifications on that specific product. I'm going to definitely save this one to my design room. And I want to collaborate with my project team on this. I'm going to select that, add that in, and go back to this photo. This photo and what you'll find in all of your feeds on Mortarr is information behind the inspiration that's posted by the contractor or the brand or the architect on the project featured. Anytime you see tags, they contain an array of different information. This is a pretty fully loaded tag here by Durasane, which gives you more access to information, which is excellent. I can also click through to see more photos from this specific project. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I find this is really interesting, surface used, and I want to see more ideas from Durasane. I get to their project gallery and I can see all sorts of ideas for my healthcare space. Maybe this surface here is really interesting to me, and I want to add that to my design room as well. Again, it has a Green Garden HVD certification attached or declaration attached. That's exactly in line with my project challenge or what my client wants in the working world. I'm going to save this to that same design room, and I'm going to begin collaborating with my team on the various aesthetics. And now, of course, my computer decides to freeze. One moment. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to add that. And then I'm going to just jump right to my design room. I can also click through, maybe before that, I can also click back to Durasane and see more information about that company. On their profile page, you're going to see all sorts of information about who they are, what they do, ways to reach out to them if you have questions about the services they offer, or in this case, the products that they provide. I can see various sustainability information about them. At the bottom of this feed, I can grab continuing ed information right from their profile. At the bottom of this feed, on every company profile is a section where they're featured in content across the site. So you're not only going to see Durasane, for example, featured in their own content that they're posting, but you're also going to find that they're being tagged by other companies on the site. This is interesting just in looking at the networking opportunity available in the industry. Maybe this helps you get introduced to a new brand or a new company that you may not have realized was available to you, or has some credibility there because you are familiar with one brand. These are all companies that Durasane has either tagged or that these companies have tagged Durasane products in their spaces. So kind of a cool little feed here to play around with. You can also see that I can star images. This, I'll show you where that lives when I go to my own profile. So that's the gist of the platform. Again, you can search by installation photos, you can do keyword searches, you can filter by sector, by space, brand, product type, all the things. You can see a list of just professionals, and this gives you cards of information, again, that you can drill down into to get to their profile. And galleries, you can look at just manufacturers in the industry and look at maybe side-by-side comparisons of the brands that maybe you're looking at a specific product type and you just want to look at flooring. You can flooring and sustainability. Let's do that. There we go. Then I can compare side by side some of the different manufacturers in the industry that are meeting the standard and criteria that I want for the flooring that I'll be installing. So first and foremost, in order to use the platform, all you need to do is sign up. I'm already signed in, as you can see in the top corner here, but right here, when I'm logged out, that's your launch pad, right? So all you need to do is enter your email, password, and away you go. You'll have a few little onboarding questions. This is free to you as a student. Be sure to select, when you're onboarding, your pro type as student or emerging professional, so that you have access to all of the information that we'll be sending out. We make a special category for you, so be sure to indicate that when you're onboarding and creating your profile. What that does is it obviously, of course, opens up all the opportunity for you to grab specs and save images and star images and follow companies into your own personal profile. And that's what we have here. I'm going to hit my profile dashboard. And I'm going to go and show you around what that looks like. And my design room where I've saved and stored all of that inspiration for my project lives in here as well. My dashboard is full of companies that I follow. So there's a little follow button you'll see here. I'm following a variety of different companies that I want to stay on the up and up on. And then what happens is that those companies that I follow are fed all of the new project photos that they're adding as they go, as they release new content is fed into my profile. So kind of a nice way to keep an eye on the industry and the trends happening, maybe product launches, really nice little feed of inspo for you here on your favorites that you're studying or watching. And then this here is my feed of starred images. Maybe I am challenged with a healthcare project this semester, but I want to keep my eye on some workplace designs because I know that's a project coming up. Not ready to quite start a design room. I can store those here just by starring the images that inspire me. The real magic for you will happen within your design room. So as you're planning out your projects, you will store all of that information similar to a Pinterest board, a more professional version of a Pinterest board. You're going to store that information, those ideas here. And what happens is I have here a project that I created for healthcare. That's my project. I have all of those images saved and stored within my design room. I can invite my project team and collaborators here just through an email. And now I can collaborate back and forth in real time with them on the project at hand. Again, this in the working world, this applies to project teams. Designers will add their client and the architect. Maybe it's a developer that's working through finishing out a space. They add their client and the A&D firms that are supporting them. Lots of different options here. But for purposes of today, I've invited maybe my classmate that I'm working on this project with. I've loaded in several ideas, and now I can comment within this, and I'll show you. I think I left a comment here when I saved that image, and then my contributor, my project contributor classmate can just comment right back at Abby, or there we go, at Jules, click, there we go. Yes, this is a great choice. Love the green guard cert. And you kind of get the idea for that. Then maybe there's photos, maybe you're not agreeing on a certain aesthetic or a certain surface or furnishing fixture within the design room. You can just delete them. Maybe Jules is saying, nope, I don't like that. You just can go in and delete it and really hone in on what is going to inspire your project. All of that is stored here. You can do it on the photo level or on the project level itself. And I can also use this to add files. So what happens is with this project challenge where you can enter our competition for $1,000 award, you're going to use your design rooms. You're going to start with a project. It doesn't have to be a new project. It can be one you're already working on this semester. You're going to begin to gather up ideas just like I did here. You're going to gather and source some ideas for your space. Once you have narrowed in on some of the decisions and you start your renderings, those renderings then can be loaded in here. So if I click the add files button, I can load in photos and ideas from outside of Mortarr. I can load in PDFs of floor plans, renderings, maybe some storytelling behind the project that's important to you and your coursework. All of that can be loaded in here, and that is how the project challenge will work, and we'll send you more information on that. But this is your design room. This is handy. There's a presentation tool as well. So maybe you're partially through and you need to present to the class on the status of your project. You can hit the presentation mode with comments activated or without comments and start to dialogue through what you're doing and how that's shaping your vision for your space. Okay, I think that's all for the actual site tour. Are there any questions specifically around how this thing works and how it can support your project and planning for your coursework? Any questions right now? I'll pause for a second before we dive into the portfolio side of things.
When you can upload your own pictures and imagery, so let's just say I find something on Google Images, I can upload that image to Mortarr. How would that, I guess, how would the site go about specifying which products, what in, let's just say it's a dining room, where would the table be from, where are the chairs from, where is the China buffet from? Would I specify that? Would I have to find the information, or would I reach out?
Yeah, great question. Anything that you bring in outside of Mortarr will not likely have that information. So unless you found it elsewhere, that would not have the information. It would just be a pretty photo, right? So all of the information that's contained within the photos on Mortarr will be held within your design room. So as you can see, if I click on this image, it's all retained. This product information is retained and I can still access everything here. If you load in a photo from another site, it will not have that information. Correct. Yep. And the other nice thing about using Mortarr is the goal here, but is maybe you want to learn more about the flooring surface and it's not tagged. You can message the brand right from this view and request that information. So whether it's a construction company, a brand, whoever the company is that's featuring the work, all you have to do is click message, send the company a request for more information, and request that they tag or source that product used within the space. So you just don't have that ability with your own photos, but certainly sometimes we understand it can help with the project planning. So that's why we allow for those external photos to be loaded into your design rooms. I even think about when we were working on a facades project. I'm in Boston and I love the way that these facades are laid out within a specific space. I take a photo with my phone and I can load it into my design room for this facades project that I was working on. So those are just handy tools to make available to you, but they would not have all of the loaded information that comes standard with Mortarr content. Any other questions?
I have one more practical one.
Sure.
As far as setting up a profile, I noticed that it says you need a company name. Would we put like the school's name, and do we have actually access to change it when we actually get hired on somewhere else as well?
Yeah, another good question. I haven't even gotten into the portfolio component yet, but when you create your own individual profile that I was showing you here, this is my personal profile. All you need to do is put your email address in here and your password and then create free profile. You should not, I don't know that, well, maybe are you asked for your company name? You might be, you're right. Yeah, your school name would be great there. Yep. Yep.
And then you have access to it later on, and like once you actually get hired on, you can actually change it to
Absolutely.
To
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You can edit it. It's yours to edit and manage. So much like any social media type platform, I can go in and edit my profile. I can change my name. I can, yeah, all of that is available. Yep.
Okay.
So we're running a little bit behind on time. We can keep going on with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know you mentioned that we're going to talk about the portfolio and the scholarships.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And I have us down till 12:15. Is that correct?
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. All right. So yes, let's jump over to that. So there is the scholarship opportunity is really using that design room feature to kick off your project, load in your final renderings, and I'll send more information on that, but I really wanted to give you a tour of how it worked so you could get started right away. More information to come. Again, remember to select the emerging professional or a student category when onboarding. And then this landing page provides you specific information about the cash prize opportunity that will provide you in emails, upcoming emails as information is released on that. We're putting together a judging panel for that, which includes great exposure to top industry professionals across A&D and manufacturers, a nice array of those. So more information to come on that challenge. And essentially all you need to do is use the tool and follow a few little steps, and we'll share more there. The really cool new feature this year is the portfolio option, where you can showcase your portfolio. I'm just going to jump to this landing page. It's all synced up in one, so we'll share, but you can showcase your portfolio on our platform. So much like a company is showcasing their project galleries and showrooms in digital format, you now can also leverage Mortarr as your portfolio tool. So I'm going to bring you to our sandbox environment and show you how that looks for a student. Okay, so you are ready to, you have a portfolio built out. You have a binder filled with all of the information about your projects. You may have built something on Behance or a free Wix site or free Squarespace. What Mortarr offers is not only a professional feature of that work, but also leveraging that inbound traffic of our companies that are already using the site as an audience for and eyes on your work. So not only can you share out your portfolio in a really professional way, just as companies do in the industry, but you can also get eyes on your portfolio through your emerging professionals category on the site. So I'm going to bring you to what that looks like. And I'm using a sample from one of our last year's winners, Elizabeth, who won the $1,000 competition, one of our winners there. Under the student, if I go to professional speed, there is a student and emerging professional category, and our companies will be notified of this new category in the coming weeks. And here is where your contact cards will be listed. Your profile on Mortarr will be accessible through this link. I'm going to click through. Again, Elizabeth used her name and her school as her company. Great question earlier. She's indicated she's A&D focused, and I can go in and I can read more about Elizabeth. I can see where she's located. I can see what areas of expertise she's focusing on, and some of the brands that she's used within her portfolio. On the project gallery tab, I'm logged in as her, so I can see all of these extra edit buttons. But this is where you're going to load your portfolio. You can organize them by project, multiple projects. You can load in as many as you'd like. And it gives you the opportunity to showcase your work and tag all of the brands and products that you use within your space, which is really cool. So it's a storytelling opportunity for you to showcase all of your renderings, give descriptions on the work that you've done, tag the products that you are using within the space. Again, I'm in a logged in view, so you can kind of see the nuts and bolts behind the profile. And I here as a student can load in my work. All my products used are tagged. So maybe you have a sustainability challenge. Let's make sure they're all green tags. Really start telling the story about who you are as an architect, as a designer, working within a specific sector. All of this is available to you today. So I'll again send you more follow-up information, but all you need to do is, and I'm going to jump to the live site here. There we go. When you've created your own personal profile, you can also create your own company profile, and that will be your portfolio. So all you need to do here is, I can do it a couple different ways. We'll give you a direct link through the landing page. but you're going to create your free basic profile. And that's where you have access to all of those opportunities. You're going to create yourself as a professional. The brand category is reserved for manufacturers. So you create your profile, enter your information, company or display name. I would use your own personal name for that. Street address, you can use your school's address or however you want to enter that information. The key here is to enter, again, as a professional type. You can select all that apply so that your the audience that you're sending this to or we're bringing in for you knows what your emphasis is. Maybe just a designer, maybe A&D, but you're also going to want to select the student or emerging professional category, because that puts you in the right bucket so that our companies that are looking for their next hire know that this is your portfolio and not live work. So that's going to be a really important piece to onboarding, selecting that student or emerging professional, complete the rest of the information, create your account. For your website URL, you can use your school's URL. That's excellent there. Accept Mortarr, create account, and then you're going to be launched into the onboarding experience for a company. And again, use this as a way to upload your projects and your renderings and really digitize that binder of portfolio that you have today. And what happens, I'm going to hop back over to Elizabeth's. When I go to Elizabeth's profile, there we go. And I already jumped over to tabs. So what will happen is I get this, this nice handle, this nice URL, vanity URL that can be named however you name your headline company name there. So it can be Elizabeth McDonald, it can be Elizabeth Designer, it can be whatever you want. And that's what you can share out to your companies that you're seeking employment from as you're out there, putting your name out there and putting your portfolio out there. So just an excellent extra resource that we made available to this group of students. We'll begin sharing once we have some content loaded in on the live site. As you can see, we're just sharing this out with our student groups right now. So as content is populated within that category, then we begin marketing to our database of 50,000 commercial professionals and the 1,500 companies that this category is now available for them to peruse as they're evaluating hiring decisions. And you can see we have one started, but this is just getting started. So if you have any questions on that, follow up. But that is the gist of the portfolio feature. So I'd love to open it up for some questions on that, and then we can wrap up here by 12:15.
Questions on that? Guys? No one has questions about it?
It's great.
That's pretty straightforward.
Everybody's loving it. So
Yeah. Good. Well, that's great to hear. And my biggest thing is learning from you all as emerging professionals, as this next generation. You know how the digital world should work, how you want it to work. So please don't hesitate to reach out with feedback. We do send a few surveys throughout the course of the school year to our student emerging category. So fill those out. Feel free to use the chat bot. Email me directly if you have feedback, ideas for enhancements, things you love, things you don't love. Would love to hear your feedback and really develop for the future using you as our R&D arm. So just really appreciate your perspective on that.
And I have that the deadline to enter is December 31st.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, for the challenge, $1,000
For the challenge.
Yes, that is December 31st. Again, I'll send you all of the links so you have the information readily available for you and can kind of digest how that works. But pretty straightforward, just using the design room, loading in projects. Duracane will be a component of that as our sponsor. And so sourcing their product within your space. But yeah, pretty slick and really exciting. We'd love to see the work of that you guys are doing. And so just keep that up and use the platform to your heart's desire.
Thank you so much for sharing all this information with us today. We really appreciate it. I'm sure we're gonna have some profiles set up really soon.
Good. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, we'll be watching for it on our end. Again, thank you for your time today. I'll follow up with this recording and some assets for you to guide and direct next steps. But look forward to seeing you all online. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you. You
Take
too.
care. Bye-bye.